Welcome to SVR IAS Academy. ComeOnIndia.com is our website. Today is Sunday and today's date is 23rd October 2016. Today we are going to discuss some important topics in our newspaper analysis video section. Let's start the video lecture. First article that we are going to discuss is on Contract Forming Act. Contract Forming Act. This article has been published in the Economic Times newspaper and this topic is important for GES Paper 3. Government of India has decided to frame new APMC Act. So government is in the process of drafting a new APMC Act because at present APMC Act, APMC stands for Agriculture Produce Marketing Committee Act. So that present APMC Act is more than 10 years old. Many features are outdated. So central government wants to draft a new APMC and want to separate the provisions of contract forming into separate law. So two things. One is to draft a new APMC and second, separate law on contract forming. Punjab is the state which already has a separate contract forming act. So based on the lines of the Contract Forming Act in Punjab, a new separate Contract Forming Act will be published by Union Agriculture Ministry soon. Only Contract Forming Acts will be taken out of APMC. Other sources of farm income will continue to be part of APMC law. It is a part of Union government's initiative to double the farmers' income in 5 years. So remember the fact, central government wants to increase the farmers' income or double the farmers' income in 5 years. The main objective of drafting the new APMC law is that to liberalize the agriculture sector. So because of the liberalization, private investment will increase. Private players will play an important role. Because of that, competition will increase. Because of the competition, farmers will get more income. Farmers' income will increase. That's why Government of India wants to double the farmers' income in 5 years. So once private players involve in the contract forming, farmers' income will increase and contract forming should be liberal and private players will be allowed to purchase directly from the farmers. Farmers will be also allowed to directly sell the items to consumers. Fruits and vegetables will be taken out of the mandi laws. These are the part of agriculture marketing reforms. Recently, Nidhi Aayog, it is a central government's think tank, released 3-pronged strategy to reform the agriculture sector. One is land leasing. Second is forestry reform. Third is agriculture reform. So land leasing, second is forestry reform and third is agriculture reform. Nidhi Aayog is asking the states to change the land lease law on the lines of central government's legislation, and Nidhi Aayog is also asking the states to liberalize regulations governing the forestry on the private land. So these are the important changes we need to make agriculture sector more profitable in India. As you might be knowing that nearly 60 to 65% of the people depend upon the agriculture for their livelihood in India. But agriculture contributes only 17% of the GDP of India. So the only way forward is we need to increase the income from agriculture. That's why Government of India wants to double the farmers' income within 5 years. If agriculture income is increased, migration from the rural areas to urban areas can be reduced. Because of the migration from the rural to urban areas, slums in the urban areas increases because most of the urban cities in India are unplanned. So this topic is very important for GES Paper 3. So prepare thoroughly on the agriculture sector in India. What are all the reforms we need to undertake to make agriculture sector more profitable, and what are all the important steps taken by Government of India recently to double the farmers' income within 5 years. To get a video lecture on this topic, visit our website comeonindia.com. Second topic that we are going to discuss today is on strengthening the arbitration and enforcement in India. This topic is coming under GES Paper 2, and this article has been published in Press Information Bureau. Recently, there was a global conference on the national initiative to strengthen the arbitration and enforcement in India was held. In the global conference, participants discussed about arbitration in India, what are all the drawbacks, what India needs to do to strengthen the arbitration. So these are the topics discussed by the participants in the global conference. All participants focused on all processes involving creating a robust and cost-effective arbitration ecosystem. So arbitration involves commercial disputes. If any commercial disputes, whether domestic or international, it can be referred to arbitrators. It will save the time and money in the commercial disputes. If the commercial disputes goes through the ordinary legal route, it will take minimum 10 years to 20 years to solve the commercial dispute. So it is not affordable for the business leaders to go through the ordinary legal process. For that, arbitration system comes into play. To become the economic superpower, to make India a truly manufacturing nation, we need to strengthen our arbitration process and its enforcement. In this background, let's discuss briefly about arbitration law in India. At present, arbitration in India is contained in Arbitration and Conciliation Act of 1996. Is important point for the prelims examination. So Indian arbitration law is Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. The act is based on 1985 Uncitral model law on the international commercial arbitration. You can understand the purpose of arbitration. Since 1991, we are carrying out so many economic reforms, liberalizing the FDI and other measures. The purpose is to attract the foreign direct investment in India, and so that Make in India will happen. At last, India may become the manufacturing superpower. India should become the manufacturing superpower so that so many people who are dependent upon the agriculture for their livelihood will be taken out, because agriculture contributes only 17% of the GDP but employs nearly 60 to 65% of India's population. If manufacturing is getting strengthened in India means more number of people who are dependent upon the agriculture will come to the manufacturing sector. In this, when more FDI comes means commercial disputes may emerge. Commercial disputes may emerge. For that, we need to have an effective commercial dispute resolution mechanism. For that, arbitration process in India should be strengthened. Even for example, imagine you are having company A. If you want to invest in India, definitely you will look at the arbitration. If your investment goes into trouble, you will go for court. If you go to court, it will take 10 to 15 years to solve the dispute. Definitely you won't like to invest in India. That's why arbitration and its enforcement should be strengthened to attract more investment in India. We advise you to prepare thoroughly on the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996, its various features and its various drawbacks. Only if you know the drawbacks of the present act, then you can give some suggestions to reform the act. For that, you should know the features as well. We'll cover in our separate lecture about Arbitration and Conciliation Act in our website commoonindia.com. We also advise you to prepare within 100 to 150 words about UNCITRAL. It is the UN body in the field of international trade law. So prepare thoroughly on UNCITRAL as well. Visit our website commoonindia.com to get a video lecture on this topic. Participant highlighted the need to develop world-class arbitral infrastructure in India. Without infrastructure, it is difficult to strengthen the arbitration. So we need to strengthen our arbitral infrastructure. How to strengthen our arbitration? Here, 4 things we can do to make our arbitration more effective and popular. That can be called as ABCD. A stands for universal access. Second, reducing the backlog. And third, lowering the cost. And fourth, removing the delay. Just remember ABCD. A for access, B for backlog, C for cost, D for delay. Another way to strengthen the arbitration process is that excessive judicial supervision and intervention in the arbitral process should be avoided. Because of the excessive judicial supervision in the field of arbitration hinders the strengthening of arbitration in India. Other issues highlighted by the participants in the global conference is that need for the trained arbiters, need for the trained arbitrators at the grassroots level. Here, we need a best human resource and physical infrastructure to provide ideal atmosphere for the qualitative arbitration in India. So remember, while writing answer in mains GES Paper 2, you have to write need for the qualitative trained arbiters. Participants also highlighted the issue of lack of transparency in the appointment of arbitrators, especially by the court. So the appointment procedure of arbitrators should be made transparent. To get a separate video lecture on this topic, visit our website commondindia.com. So prepare thoroughly on the arbitration issue in India. Now let's discuss the third topic of the day, that is Indian Coast Guard ship Aryaman and Atulya. The article has been published in Times of India newspaper. This topic is important for the prelims 2017 examination. So let's discuss important facts on this topic. The first fact is that Atulya and Aryaman are designed and built by Cochin Shipyard Limited. Cochin Shipyard Limited is the first important point. Second important point is that Indian Coast Guard ship Aryaman will be based at Kochi under the administrative control of West Coast region. So Aryaman will serve the west coast of India, whereas Atulya will serve the east coast of India and it will be based at Visakhapatnam. Is a very important point. Aryaman will be based at Kochi and will serve the west coast of India, and Atulya will be based at Visakhapatnam and will serve the east coast of India. Aryaman and Atulya are indigenously developed fast petrol vessels and can achieve the maximum speed of 33 knots. What do you mean by knot? Knot is the unit of speed. Knot is the unit of speed and is equal to 1 nautical mile. 1 nautical mile. On the other hand, 1 nautical mile is equal to 1852 kilometers. It's an important point for the prelims examination. 1 knot means is a unit of speed and is equal to 1 nautical mile. Aryaman and Atulya has special features like integrated bridge management system and integrated machinery control system. So while writing answers on this topic, don't forget to mention these points. What is the objective of these fast petrol vessels? These ships are ideal platform for undertaking various activities like surveillance, search and rescue and interdiction activities. These fast petrol vessels are considered as the workhorses of Indian Coast Guard. Fast petrol vessels can be called as workhorses of Indian Coast Guard. In this background, prepare within 150 to 200 words about the structure and mandate of Indian Coast Guard. Indian Coast Guard, the topic is coming in GES Paper 3. Here, have a look at the syllabus. In GES Paper 3, we have a topic called various security forces and agencies and their mandate. So, Indian Coast Guard exactly fits here. So, you have to prepare thoroughly on the Indian Coast Guard and the structure and mandate and its role in the emerging security challenges in the maritime domain. To get a video lecture on the Indian Coast Guard, visit our website commondindia.com. Now let's discuss the fourth topic of the day, that is protein-rich rice developed recently and what is the importance of that. This rice variety is rich in protein and zinc. What is the importance of zinc to our body. Because of the protein deficiency, almost 1/3 of our children are affected. In the protein energy malnutrition, two kinds of disease may occur. One is kwashiorkor is the one condition, and second is marasmus is the another condition. You might have also heard about golden rice. Golden rice variety is a rice which is rich in vitamin A. Many number of children are getting blinded or vision is affected because of vitamin A deficiency. If vitamin A gene is inserted into the rice and golden rice is produced, it will help lakhs of children. In this background, we will discuss in detail about protein-rich rice. This article is published in Business Standard newspaper. This topic comes under GES Paper 3 in applications of science and technology in our day-to-day life. Also, the topic comes under biotechnology, achievements of biotechnology and its impact on our day-to-day life. First, who developed this rice variety? Scientists at the Indira Gandhi Krishi Vishwavidyalaya have developed this protein-enriched rice variety. This rice variety would serve as a boon for malnourished population, especially for the children. The institute is located in Chhattisgarh. So, the rice variety will be a boon for tribal dominated rice Chhattisgarh region. You might be aware that Chhattisgarh is called as rice bowl of India. Chhattisgarh is the rice bowl of India, but the tribal dominated Chhattisgarh is suffering from the malnourishment. So the new rice variety that is rich in protein and zinc will act as a boon for malnourished population in Chhattisgarh. It is rich in protein and zinc. Why rice is targeted to introduce micronutrients into it? Golden rice means vitamin A, and in this rice variety also zinc is introduced. Why we need to target rice? Rice is the staple food in India and it is consumed on regular basis, or you can say on daily basis. So if you are able to deliver the micronutrients over rice, we can fight many diseases. On the other hand, we can save thousands of crore rupees in spending for health. So majority of the people who do not eat meat products, vegetarians won't eat meat products. Because of that, they won't get certain micronutrients or vitamins. And poor people cannot afford pulses. Pulses is a rich source of protein. So for them, the protein-rich rice variety can be a good source of protein. At present, most of the rice varieties are rich in carbohydrates. So most of the rice varieties have mainly carbohydrates. One plus point with this rice variety is that while polishing, zinc and other micronutrients are not lost. So the rice variety has long life. Usually the rice has vitamins in its outer layer. When polishing is done, outer layer is removed and only the inner portion is what we are eating. It has long shelf life. That's why we are polishing the rice. We will discuss about brown rice, white rice and difference between these two in our separate video lecture. It's one of the important area for prelims in the general science section every year. Some call this rice variety as Chhattisgarh rice zinc variety 1 or simply Chhattisgarh zinc rice 1. Zinc is very important to our body. Hundreds of enzymes in our body depends upon zinc for its activities. To get a separate video lecture and notes on this topic, visit our website comeonindia.com. That's all about today's newspaper discussion, and in our paid service we'll cover more video lectures from today's newspaper. Share this video with your friends via WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook and other social media platforms so that everyone will get benefited. And thank you for watching this video lecture and all the best.